Good morning. Good morning, Derek, and good morning, Monique. I don't know where Denise is, but I'm sure she'll be here in a bit. All right, let me fix my privacy on Facebook. There has to be a way I can save that without me having to check it every time. Ooh, I burned my head with curling iron. You guys, I hadn't done that in a long time. Whew. So, Monique, you guys are getting rain. We got so much rain the past few days, and it's still supposed to be raining the rest of this week. All right, I got that up. Uh, okay, everything's fine on that end. So, how are you guys doing today? I have some good news. Tiffany got her a car, and you know, uh, hey, Hetty, hey, Rambling Hick. Nicotine and caffeine runs you. Ah, thank you, Monique. Tiffany got a car and she was so excited. She went to one place, and you guys know in every town there's always that car lot that you have to be really, really, really desperate. And then a lot of times once you drive it off the lot, oh, thank you. Once you drive it off the lot, it's yours. If it stops in the middle of the road when you pull out of there, it's yours. So um, she found her one there. I didn't feel right about it, and I left it at that. Hey there, Denise A. And so I didn't feel good about that one. It was um 20 years old, and I don't know. Something just wasn't sitting right with me. And so she didn't have all the, money on hand that day to go get it. And so it took a few days, and she called the guy we use for car, to service our car and all that. So she called him. Yes. Um, so she called him and asked our mechanic. Well, he has a booming business. Asked him if he could look over a car that she was going to be getting, and he asked her where from. And when she told him, now this guy, Keevan's daddy used them. Then Kevin used them, and we've been used them ever since. So I've been in the family 37 years. So that tells you how long we've been with that business. And he told Tiffany, he said, vipers, they're snakes. They're just straight up snakes. And so Tiffany said, yeah, that's what Daddy said. And he told her about the car lot right beside his shop. And so Tiffany went in there, and as soon as we rode by it to pull in, she said, Mom, look at that Kia. That looks like the exact same one I tried to get before I had my surgery and everything went terribly wrong. So that was over 10 years. Well, yeah, way over 10 years ago. So I think it's like this. It's it is 10 years. The other car you guys, bear with me. All right, the first car she looked at was 20 years old. This one is 10 years, but the mileage is great on it. And it's just like everything was perfect, you guys. Everything. And we did a test drive. It was clean inside. The other one was so dirty. And they had to jump the battery off for her to even do a test drive. So everything lined up. She walked away with that car. And all the money situation, the payment, I think was about the same on the other one. Hey there, April. How are you doing this morning? So, yeah, she got the car that she wanted all those years ago. So, you guys, God is good. That girl cried, and that's her testimony. So, whenever she talks about that car, she talks about how God worked. The insurance is going to be cheaper than it was on the 20-year. I mean, everything worked out. Hey there, Grayscale. Oh, Tony, I was talking about Tiffany got our car. And everything just worked out. I think it was the insurance that I don't know the exact amount she had to put down, but it was like if it was $101 and her account had 101.37. And she and everything she did at the car lot should say, see how God works. So I said, well, there's your refreshing testimony. I said, everything did not fall into your lap when you first got out. And I said, sometimes there's a reason that God makes us wait for things. So, I said, it wasn't meant for you to have a car when you first got out. And so she said, yeah, you're right. But it seems, sometimes we think that we pray and pray. Good morning, Amanda. Yay. And that is fine. That is fine. But yeah, there's things that we just feel like sometimes that, God doesn't hear, but of course we know that He hears everything. And so I had gotten oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Rambling you. April, she got a Kia, a silver Kia, and it's a 2013, and it has under 100,000 miles on it. And everything is just perfect on it. And like they told her, to take care of it, do not miss one payment, and that her credit is going to be even more, and that she'll be able to take that one and trade it in and get her a brand new car. So that, that's the advice they gave her. And of course, that's the advice her daddy gave her. So, everything works out. And the other day, a lot of times I don't share stuff about the grandbaby. And me and Tiffany don't talk, about her unless like Tiffany brings her up. She's 8. And she lives, what is it, April? About 6 hours to PC. But anyway, I wait until she mentions her, because 5 hours. Because right now, that's another thing. All right, she's been in her job a year and a half, over a year and a half. She's got her car. And so next, she'll be trying to get things in order to be able to see her daughter. But her dad's on my he's on my Facebook, and usually he don't post pictures. Kevin will come across pictures from her granddaddy sometimes, her other granddaddy. So her daddy posted a couple pictures of her, and of course I always save them. I always save them to my phone, and I always edit them so I can see her so much plainer. Yes, it does, Monique. But I saw those pictures, and it just put me. It always does, and Monique knows. Monique and Denise and them know that it puts me in a. I can't even explain it. You know, and me and Tiffany talked about it yesterday because she brought the baby up, and you know, and I told Tiffany yesterday. I said I prayed, and I didn't say nothing to your dad. I said I prayed. I was talking to God in my in my head while I was laying by him, and I was like, God, please, where in the Bible is it that I can look at, that I can find, the grief I feel in my heart? I said, where is it? And I just laid there, and I have a tear roll, but I wasn't saying nothing to Kevin. He was watching TV, and he looked over and he said, what's wrong? And I just shook my head. I said nothing. And you guys, the next day on Father's Day, this girl that we took her in our house, and maybe 9 months she lived with us. Her mom dropped her off and just left her. April, I told Casey, I said, oh goodness, I just hope, April don't. I said, I hope things go good for April, because it's, a grandparent. When you don't see your grandchildren, it's a heart wrenching thing. So on Father's Day, there was a message from the little girl. She's 38 now. I finally found the girl that we took in. I finally found her on Facebook. I didn't know when I messaged her if it was going to be, if she's going to reject me, because we did have to send her back to her dad, and then her dad sent her right back to her mom, or what. But she had told me when I found her, she said, yes, I remember. She said, living with y'all are the only happy childhood memories that I have. So, that, because I have been looking for her ever since Facebook come out, that touched my heart. Hey there, Pixie. So, me and her have been going back and forth talking about her life, and it's so fun. It's so strange because her and Tiffany were they were the same age. They were 9 years old. And then Casey was 5. Well, Tiffany was tall for her age, but then again, that little girl was little. So she was Casey's size, and she had the energy of Casey. But I'm getting to a point about when I was grieving. Abriana Monique. Abriana's 8. No. Yeah, she's 8. Her next birthday, she'll be 9. But the little girl we took in is the same age as Tiffany. She's 38. And all this, like I said, is going to tie in, you guys. And this is how God works. The very next day after I laid there and talked to him and was grieving, the other girl, she's 38. She's 38, and we had her when she was 9. Yeah. and we talked about adoption, but I had just went through, all the stuff with Brandy's mom, all of that, and I wouldn't have wanted her mom in and out of our house, so I wasn't emotionally, I couldn't do it anymore, you guys. I Casey was little and Tiffany was little, and we had been in a custody battle with Keevan's daughter ever since me and Keevan first got together. And I was tired. I was really tired. So from the time it was like 3 years. So when the little girl, I don't want to give her name. She's like I say, she's like Tiffany. She's very private, but uh, Tiffany don't mind me sharing some stuff with you guys, if that makes sense. But her and Tiffany have the exact same likes, same personality. It is as if we raised her. Um, so anyway, on Father's Day, Kevin, she had sent me a message, and she said, um, please tell Mr. Kevin happy birthday. Excuse me, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And she had a card too attached to it. So I showed it to Kevin. I said, that's from little girl. I put it that way. And he said, oh, wow. So, I told her thank you. And hey there, love. Hey there. So, you guys, long way around it. Me grieving the night before, God really, really spoke to me. He said, you are not forgotten. This 9-year-old little girl that's 38, she still remembers us. She still remembers us. So that was God's way of telling me that my granddaughter has not forgotten me, and she has not forgotten her mom or none of us. So you guys, you see how God sometimes, how he always works. But sometimes we have to wait a while. But sometimes it's the very next morning that you can hear his voice in something that happened. But I started putting pictures and memories. Every time, I look at Facebook, I got all these pictures pop up of, life with the grandkids and busy and all the things we did. Um, so, hey, Dave, Super Dave. So, anytime these memories would pop up, it would be like right in my face, but I couldn't share them. I didn't want Tiffany to come across them and be hurt, but I finally started sharing them. I'm like, those are my memories. But her dad, I saw where her dad saw every one of them, and he clicked, he clicked on them, and April knows, Bougie Bear here, she knows we all used to work together, all of it. Hey, Beth. Um, in fact, I forget how long I sat right by my granddaughter's dad. We were friends. He sat right beside me. Uh, you know, so, but he saw all those memories and he clicked on them. So when he posted 2 pictures on his Facebook, April, I think you're friends with them. I don't know if you come across the pictures, but I commented on the pictures. I said, she is so getting so big. I said, she is beautiful. I said, she is beautiful. And I left it at that. So, you guys, I'm really praying for his heart that he will again reach out maybe to Kevin and, tell him it's okay for us to come down there and see the baby. Which I want to go see my sister anyway. I have not been to see my sister in Florida since we went to a funeral. We went to my nephew's funeral. And then we went straight down there for the funeral and then drove straight back. And she's always inviting me to come down, but we haven't. But however, you guys, Monday will be counting down. I'll be counting down Monday. Kevin's last day is a week from this Friday. June 30th is his last day, and then he's going to be retired. He's got a Mojave. He's got it set up in what used to be Casey's room, and he's going to be getting him a work thing like this. I told him to take this one, you guys. I said, take this one. Just get me the old door out of the spare bedroom that's wooden. It's pure wood. I have my that's my paint table on the other side. A door. I love using stuff, but he's going to get his own. No, April, if you go down on his actual post, you'll see her. You'll see her. We're talking about my granddaughter, you guys. If anybody's just come in or anybody might be listening, hey, Bern. Hi there. If anybody may, have just come in or maybe just, started listening, I'm talking about my granddaughter. She lives in Panama City. And so, anyway, she looks, I told Tiffany yesterday, I said, she is a carbon copy of you. It is so uncanny, you guys. She looks exactly like her mama. But anyway, me and Tiffany talked about it and then we dropped it. So, but anyway, God works. And, it's amazing when he does. And, it's something you want to share. Okay, you guys. Ben, let me share his grandbaby on here. Oh, okay. April, I'll send you the pictures. All right. So Ben is a great granddaddy now. And then Dwayne, Mothership, he is a new granddaddy. So here we have, new granddaddies. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So we have many blessings. And today, you guys pray for Keithan today. I've been telling him he had a place right behind his ear. He's been having a place. I said, what is that? He said, I don't know. I scratched. I said, well, leave it alone. It don't look right. And so I said, you need to make an appointment with your doctor. Yes, Monique. I know. So Kevin made an appointment with his doctor, and he told his doctor he had a mole there, and that he didn't mean to, but he scratched the mole off, and it's been getting bigger. So the doctor got him in right away with a dermatologist. So he goes today to have that checked and probably biopsied. So you guys keep him in your prayers. We just want to go in and they look at it and say, well, it doesn't look bad, just, we'll revisit it and we'll check it later. Look, that's what I'm waiting on. That's what. Oh, Hetty's gonna have a new grandbaby. Oh, um, I hadn't talked. I had not told Tiffany that we were hoping to see her when we go see my sister. Oh, our anniversary. I want to go for my anniversary. It's July 7th. So Kevin, he retires on the 30th of this month. Then it's our 30, we've been together 37 years. So we've been together 37. So it will be our 36th anniversary. And every year I wanted to go see my sister on our anniversary, and we never could. Yes, I know, April. So I want to go. I want to go for our anniversary. And so, we figured we would at least see. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, and that if we could see her. And if we can't, then it will be in God's time, you know? But look, you guys, Keegan's right in there. So he knows that I tell you guys everything. Um, he will always come up with something. He does not like to go anywhere anymore. That's from being on the road truck driving. But I was always at home. I mean, I worked, but when he was on the road, I was always home. And so I want to go. No, April. Nope. That's why I say we have to pray about it and just let God. I pray for their heart. That family down there. I pray for their hearts. Um, he did reach out to Kevin right after Tiffany got home. Love you too, Pixie chick. Um, but he did reach out to Kevin one time right after Tiffany got home, and then um, I was super excited. But it's a story I'd have to just tell you, April. Um, it didn't go so well, and that's why I said you just have to not build up hate or resentment. I never did hate them. You can't, you have to not build up resentment and just pray for somebody's hearts, because April knows that girl was a big part and loved her. I used to say it wasn't fair that she loved her pawpaw. It seemed like she loved her pawpaw more than me, but she was a pawpaw's girl. April, I sent you those pictures. She was a pawpaw's girl, but she was weird like me. She liked weird stuff, My dad's false teeth that I have around here. Joey was always afraid of him when he was a kid. On the other hand, my granddaughter thought they was the funniest thing in the world. She'd put them in her mouth and she'd try to scare somebody. And I didn't teach her that, but I used to do the same thing. And so her personality and everything was just like me. So, I had my time with my grandson. Um, things, he didn't go live with his dad until right at high school. So, I had all of that time with him. I told you, April. April, I might have to send you a picture of Tiffany when Tiffany was little. I mean, it's amazing. And she looks just like Joey, my grandson. But I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, you guys. It's kind of hard to do this by myself. I told Kevin we were watching some videos and he got laughing. I I said, Kevin, you don't realize, hey baby, my Nancy. I told Kevin, I said, you don't realize that it is kind of difficult to to be showing something and keeping uh, a a conversation going. I don't know, like Tony, um, Grayscale. I don't know how they can concentrate on painting and be explaining it at the same time. I really don't. I did that one time with what I call the funky chicken that Hetty has in her kitchen, but it's too distracting to me to be live, to do it live. But I have a project that I will be, um, I'll do that on video and then upload it. Just like the mannequin thing I have back here, this bust. What I want to do, I've been seeing art here recently, like Pinterest, um, where you see the top part, like the bust, and is decorated with people decorate it with most anything. They either paint on it. It's they make something hard from it. Um, Kind of like paper mache, but not paper. Some people have better things to use than paper mache, and of course you pay a lot for it. There's metal ones. Yes, Monique. Yeah, I would think so too. I think I'd get used to it. But me and Liz were talking about it, and she didn't understand what I meant until we come in here and I showed her that. And then I told her I'll lay it flat and I want to do a mold on top and, just make different wall hangings with it and make it sturdy. Some I will want to paint, but some I will want to break out the jewelry. And I have all kind of, you guys know when I did the God jars. And yes, Nancy, you guys, I got to do Nancy and Angel God jar. Yes, thank you, April. A cast of it. Thank you. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to do the same thing with this as well. Oh, I don't know if Dave's still here, but that's my Super Dave hat, you guys. That's what I call it. It has. Nancy, bless you. But look, I did give you some Mama Indian things, didn't I? You guys, part of Mama is living with Nancy now. So I'm going to find all the jars I can find and the clear jars. And what I'm going to do is I've got to have all the jewelry by colors so I can see it. The jewelry part will be on this side of the room. Of course, you guys have seen the art, the paint, and all that on the other side of my room, which you guys, and I'm still going to be doing the boxes. Hey, Trucker Z, you guys, I don't want nobody to think that I love him more than I love you guys. I just get excited. I get excited because when I first met him, I just had to let him know. I give kudos to the truck drivers. He'll go live from his truck. I said, because my husband, we did not have FaceTime when he was on the road. We did not have FaceTime. I wish we had it. And so anyway, I would be missing Kevin so much, you guys. I would cry. Trucker Z, I would cry on Sundays when he left. I'd be standing on the front porch as he pulled out. When he would pull out, just about every single Sunday, I would go lay across my bed and cry. I did. I did. See, Nancy said, yes, you did. I've missed him. And then when he come off the road, drove me crazy. I missed him, but it drove me crazy because I didn't want somebody to tell me when to get up and when to go to bed. Well, Trucker Z, our 36th wedding anniversary is July 7th. We got married 7/7/87, but we have been together 37 years. Yep, 37 years. But when he come off the road, I was working at the time, and I told my supervisor, I said, and I forget what time I was getting off work. So when I applied for the 5:30 a.m. shift, you had to, tell why you wanted that shift. And I kept moving up 8 o'clock to 6:30. Then the 5:30 come up. And I wrote on the thing, to save my marriage. And when I was interviewed for that, I said, look, I need to get home earlier because my husband wants to eat as soon as he walks in that door. I need to be home earlier. So I got that shift and worked from 5:30 to 2. Aw, I rode with Kevin before. But I would get off. All right, Nancy, I love you. I'll call you when I get off here. But April, look, you guys, April is in and out. She's part of the family. I always called her Casey's wife. I said, that's Casey's other half. She's my daughter-in-law. But she knows how it was. If she ever come by here to see Casey or drop in, 5 o'clock, his supper was ready when he walked in. Now, I'm not that good now because, I might go a whole week that I'm not feeling up to cooking, and I love to cook. But I would cook enough for Kevin and Casey and Mama and me. And then I told Tiffany, since I was picking up Joey when he was little, my grandson, I said, well, just come by the house and eat before you guys head home. And you won't have to stop nowhere. So then it was Tiffany and Joey. So I got used to them. And then Tiffany ended up with April put R. So then it was okay. Then it added her boyfriend, and then she had the baby. I was used to cooking for 8 regularly, and then always had enough if anybody else popped in. So I was used to doing all of that. And they were used to me doing it too. But I'm just not able now. But I did tell Kevin, you better find something to do. I said, I'm just telling you, when you retire, you better find something to do because I am not going to stay in the kitchen all day fixing you something to eat all day because you're bored. So he got him something. You guys, he's got him something. And, I'm trying to think how to say it because, with the rules and regulations on here, He got, I understand that. April, if I was here at this house by myself, you guys know I done gained a lot of weight. And when you don't eat but once a day, that will put weight on you too. Tiffany gets at me about not eating, and Kevin gets at me about not eating. I did eat some grits, his grits this morning. But, all right. So, Kevin will be making, oh, golly. See, if Denise was here, she could fill in this quietness that when I'm trying to think. Um, Kevin, what amendment is it? Your freedom to, what is it, to bear arms? Second Amendment. Kevin is a Second Amendment person. So, I guess I could say arms. He believes in the right to bear arms. I'm bearing arms today. And so, of course, some people, what they call the muscles, are the GUNS, So, anyway, he is going to be, he's going to be making his own, if I get dinged, I get dinged. He'll be making his own ammunition. And it's perfectly legal. And so anyway, he's got all this stuff he needs to do it. And April, he has, yes, April. So he has taken this thing. Oh, okay. And he drilled it into Casey's desk, which if Tiffany got a work at home job, Kevin could move it. So it's kind of like when there is an antique bottle thing here, to where Francis's daddy used to make their own wine. And he had these, I come across these bottle caps, and the bottle caps have like soft cork in it. Well, you would put the bottle, and then it had the thing that would come down and seal it. So that's what this thing that Kevin has. That he will put everything. There's like a bunch of things you have to do, and then once he does that, then he'll put that in the box. So anyway, that is going to be his hobby. And that is in the house, and we do have to clean out his shop. April, I don't know what kind of wine. I think Mama did say he used to do that. That he used to do muscadine wine. Aw, look, I was talking about my husband has a reloader. I'll put it that way. He has everything that he can reload for that Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. So he will be reloading. And you guys, he's not one of these crazy enthusiasts that, act crazy with. He's very, very safe with things. And we have deer out here that come right out here, and comes walking in our backyard during the day and everything. He loves looking at them. He's not a hunter. He don't like hunting because he likes looking at live animals. So he's not that way. Oh yeah, you guys, this chick right here, I don't drink. I think a few years ago, when me and Kevin went out one time on our anniversary, I forget what it was I got, and there were so many people upset. I put it on Facebook. It was just it was pretty to me. And then of course April Bougie Bear gave us a small thing of muscadine wine. It stayed in the refrigerator forever, and every now and then I'd get a taste of it because it's so good. But it was in there forever. Yes. Um, we will have Trucker Z. We will have about 4 or 5 that it'll be the buck and the doe and her babies walking around. But one morning when I was about to leave for work, because I'd leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I walked out on the porch, and there were some across the street. There were like 20 of them across the street where my husband works. And when they took off running, it sounded like when there's a huge flock of like birds around, and the sound they make when they all whoosh up at the same time, that's what those deer sounded like. So yes. So that's going to be Kevin. That's what he's going to be doing. But there's still a lot of stuff that honeydews that we got to do. Oh, I'll have to look at it, Monique. For you guys that, because I have not been going live, but on Mother's Day, you guys, um, I tried to share it, with as many people as I can. But our Sonia that used to be up here, just about everybody I think knows her. We do have some new people, but Sonia had been in the hospital now 2.5 years. And for most of it, she has been in a medically induced like coma. I got a message from her on Mother's Day, you guys. And when I tell you, that was the best Mother's Day gift. Oh, hey there, John. So Scotland have lot. Yeah, your guys is in Scotland. Your guys' deer look different from ours, I think. Oh, when did you start working at the airport, John? You guys, I've known John, I think, ever since I started this channel. Oh, John, did I send you the thing that did I send you the thing about Sonia? I sent it out to a lot of people. She's not out of the hospital yet. Like she said, she's having to learn to talk again, to she's had no muscle tone this whole time to even like hold her hips in joint if they moved her. So, she's having to learn to walk and to everything. She's having to do everything like a newborn. But I can understand what she's saying when she sends a message, because she's speaking it and then it's transcribing it. When I get it, I understand what she's saying because it's exactly kind of how she talked anyway. Well, good, John. I'm glad. If you like your job, then I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you if you like your job. Um, yes, and you guys, it has been a battle for her, but I had gotten to a point that I wasn't grieving her, and I had told the girls, um, all of a sudden I said, "You guys, I have finally have a piece about Sonia," and I mean, I'll send this, and hopefully she can see it, but God just all of a sudden gave me a piece about her. And I told the girls, I said, I have a piece. I said, I haven't heard anything. I said, but you know what? Something just, I said, she's either okay on this side or she's gone on to glory, as I say, or she's gone on. And I said, but you know what? Either way, God has her. So that's why when I had to wait, we had to wait. And we continued to pray, but we had to wait for word. I don't know what that is. I have to leave that up so I can take a picture and send it. Let me do it now. Send it to Casey. So when I got that, um, on Mother's Day, and I knew it was from her. Can't nobody say, well, it might not been from her. Yes, because she'd call us used girls. Okay, am I back? Can you guys see me? Okay. I don't know what happened. Oh, there's Casey, you guys. Casey, I will have to look that up. It just threw me off the whole thing of what I was talking. Oh, but talking about we was talking about Sonia Casey, and she would call us girls use girls. So when it said use girls, oh, I sent it to Casey, and Casey said, "Is it Sonia?" And I put yes. So and Tiffany cried when I told her. And Tiffany, she just has a different personality than me. She don't. I think she knows you guys. Oh, John, I did not. Okay. Um, I feel like she's supposed to know who all you guys are, but I forget that um, I talked about her to you guys, but she didn't really know everybody. But I did tell her, she knew about Sonia. So when I went in there to the bedroom and I told her about Sonia, she just cried. You know, I said, I said, God works. And there's two hospitals that of doctors and nurses that work with her, therapists, that time and time again, they just couldn't, they were amazed that she was still here. So then she went to another hospital and, all over again. The doctors and nurses can be heard, discussing her case and being amazing, can't figure out how she's still here. So the day she walks out, or if she leaves in a wheelchair, either way, the day she is released from the hospital, you guys, I can't wait for her to tell her story, you guys. I can't wait for her to tell her story. And then I'm going to have to go way back. I should have already done it. I told the girls I was going to do it. Little by little, put it in a way that I can make her a book for her. So that's just going to be what I'll do for her. Yes, even heavily sedated. The things that she was saying, her daughter would ask me, well, what's this mean? And what's this mean? Aw, Burn, I love you. And I am glad that, look, I still haven't stuck a new pin. I got to do a pin for you, for Scotland. And I got to do one for Africa, for our other one. All right, let me see. So yes, you guys, our new family. I've got to do that. I've got to stick those pins. Um, but yes, it's going to be. You guys are going to end up seeing her on here again. You are, and I can't wait. It's so much we can. We do have heartaches, and we do. Wait, Thailand. Um, but and we always take. Please, you guys, if you have prayer requests, because how long have I been on? Okay, almost an hour. Um, if you guys have a prayer request, please tell me. I got my pen out. I got my paper right here. And Kevin's brother, he come through as an open heart surgery fine. Instead of a triple bypass, it was just a double bypass. He has finally gotten up and moved around. But they did determine he had a heart attack before he got to the hospital the first time. And so they told him, you had a mild heart attack. And it's not, if you have this operation, he said it is, if you don't have it, it's not if you have another heart attack, only when. And it would be a major one. So he had it done, and he's doing good. And, thank everybody for your prayers. And pretty much you guys didn't see it unless you're on my Facebook, which is public, you guys. I don't think a lot of stuff I do friends only, unless I share something like from any of you guys. If you guys ask to, for prayers to share something out, I will do that. But I don't really like to share things out in a public way. Hi, Dwayne. Hey there. I don't know where Denise is, you guys. Let me see. She messaged me this morning and she hadn't answered, and that's not like her. So I don't. Let me see. This morning at 9:00, I told her give me 30 minutes for Bible study. And when I tried to get in touch with her, I couldn't. So I don't know. She may have fallen asleep. But and I did hear from Tracy, Monique. I did hear from Tracy, I sent her pictures of the grandbaby, and she had told me she's been praying for me. So you guys continue praying for our Tracy. Those that's been with me, um, heck, a year ago maybe, um, Tracy had come on. 2 years ago, she was on with me every day, every morning. She was on with me. So I was so happy, to be able to talk back and forth with her. I told her I miss her so very much. There's a lot of missing, people close. I'm going to read the scripture, 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. And that scripture, you can't, you shouldn't, or you are not supposed to, if you are a Christian and you want to proclaim that the love of Jesus Christ, and you have to come to Him to get to the Father. You have to be saved. If you're not living it, I think my grandmom said you can't live like the devil. And, in other words, if I'm up here doing or saying things that I shouldn't, then what message does that give? And I'm not perfect. Oh my gosh. I always say it. I should have a t-shirt. You can't talk as much as I do and not sin. It's just some people might sin one way. My sin is another. And I might be convicted of things that you might not be convicted of things. Conviction is a very powerful thing. If you never feel that in your heart, then you need to really get on your knees and evaluate if you have that relationship with God, because He gives us the Holy Spirit to live within us. And with that, if we do something that we're not supposed to do, we have that spirit about us, that we will know if something's not right. And, and that's why I'm here today. Yesterday, I had this set up for yesterday. And when I woke up, I was woke up sometime in the morning, and it sounded like I woke straight and I said, Kevin, are we expecting a tornado? But once I said that, it was through. It was over. I wasn't dreaming. I picked up my phone. The regular weather didn't show anything, so I went back to sleep. We got up the next morning. Kevin went somewhere, and he called me. He said, come outside. I walked outside, and we have one huge tree that was snapped midway, and one right beside it that is about this big, pine tree, I think. It was snapped halfway, and neither one of them was rotted. Now, had that one tree back that behind our house, had it fallen this way, then it would have took out our car and our bedroom. But it went the opposite way. And then there's one on what Denise said, the deer side, because it's on that side of our bedroom is where we can see the deer. And then there's a gas plant down there, natural gas plant. And there was another one that had broken, and we can't see that little old gas plant thing. That would have been bad if one would have tore that up, because no, we are in explosive range, you guys. I think about weird stuff like that. Yes, our lights were blinking on and off. And right up the road where Tiffany works at Domino's, there is a light pole that's laying on the power line. So I sent Monique and them a message. I said, look, I had rather go live tomorrow, because if they have to fix that, they will have to cut off the power and, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm going to tell you, people, a lot of people that survive a tornado will say, if it's at night and they didn't know, they'll say, we didn't know. Um, we were asleep and this happened. Once you hear it, it's too late. You can't do anything. So see, once I heard it, there wouldn't have been anything I could have done anyway, because it was over then. Yes, April, and it didn't say anywhere that tornadoes were spotted. It said a strong thunderstorm at 3 a.m. I think a strong thunderstorm with. Hey, Lindsay, baby, we have Lindsay. There you go. Um, but they said hail and 40-mile-an-hour winds. But it's strange that it just did certain things. Kevin had stuff in the ditch piled up, limbs and stuff. It picked them up and put them in the backyard. Then Tiffany's decorated on the front porch. She has this glass thing, real lightweight, that sits on the banister. And then she had these purplish black flowers, fake flowers. There was 2 bunches of them. They were in the backyard, back close to April, close to back to where Tiger is. Nothing else come off the front porch. Nothing was not, no wind chimes or nothing. Nothing was laid over. Oh, girl, you lay down. I had a headache for days. It was bad. I think it was last week, wasn't it, Monique? No, it did not bother the wind chimes or nothing else, April. Nothing. Um, so yeah. And look, uh, Lindsay, this morning, well, earlier when I was still sitting in bed and I was reading, I was trying to do some Bible study. And I had my Bible I use all the time in this room, and I got the King James one that Miss Yvonne gave me, Lindsay. Miss Yvonne gave me that Bible to use, because they didn't use New International Version. It where we went to church. You guys, that's where me and Lindsay we used to go to church at, and they did everything King James. So I was trying to read that one, and there's some stuff I love from King, that. But it was like I read it and then I'm like, what? But there was a part of it that I read, and I couldn't tell you now what it was, except that in my heart, it made me think of doing this. And I was like, I hear you. I hear you, Lord. And that's what I was saying. I was in there by myself. And so I told Monique, I said, I really think it's going to be better if I set it up in advance, So I was just able to come in here and throw on eyebrows and, lips, eyebrows. Um, so, yes, if I set it up ahead of time, I can always change the day, but it helps me to know, look, you're already set up in there. It does not take you anything to walk in that room. So, you guys, I will be doing it like this. I know I'll be all over the world with it. Um, so just bear with me. When I come on, just bear with me that I have a lot going on in this room and in this head. If you guys could see the room, then you would get an idea of what this is like. Monique, and that's the thing. I miss everybody. I miss everybody. And it's not, there was something in there that I had read because it's a book on kind of spiritual warfare, and not being surprised that if you're doing what God wants you to do, that you're not going to come under attack. Oh, Hetty, I miss you guys. And I miss going to church. I miss going, but God is supposed to, He is within us. And if the only time that we feel Him, if we go to church, then we've got to reevaluate what our relationship is with Him. And I'm not preaching to you guys I'm talking about my personal walk. And if you guys feel something, from this, then that's what God wants, then that's the purpose. But on my walk, you know, it's, there's there's the two churches we go to, and there's you guys. And I feel at home in all three situations because in all three situations, I can hear the message and the teaching is teaching me when I'm there. Then I love to hear you guys share, and then you guys have to hear me share. But yeah, but Monique, yes, it is for me. But if God has brought all of us together for a reason, um, I've had I've heard Jonah preached 3 times recently. And now I think somebody on here said I sounded like Jonah. And I'm like, wow. So yes, if if this is what God wants me to do, is turn on a computer and talk with some of the most amazing people. Amazing, you guys. I'm looking at the chat on here. I got the chat, then here's 2 Facebooks. If that's all I have to do, then I should do it. Yes, it is what He wants. This is what this is what He called me to do. We each have different things we do. And my oldest sister said, "Where's my purpose? You've got yours. Where's my purpose?" And I said that, but Irene, you talk to somebody, you talk to everybody, you spread Jesus everywhere you go. She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then that's your purpose." I said, "You could do what I do." She said, "Nope." She said, "Because you're too sweet." She said, "I'd be done told somebody, you going to hell." I said, "Irene, I said, you can't always just flirt that out like that. She said, that's why you do what you do. And I couldn't do it. But she really could, you guys. Um, I do. And that is one of the things that I am getting better to overcome, Monique, because God has told me time and time again that I am worthy. I'm worthy, and yes, we are to walk with humility, and we can, but we can't try to carry humility to the point that we beat ourselves down and we don't do what we're called to do. Now, one day, I had an outreach of a different kind, and let me look on Porch Church. Um, Ellie is one of our new family. Um, I don't know if he pronounces it Ellie or Eli, but he is from Africa, and we talked back and forth through Messenger. Oh my gosh, it was most of the day, on and off. So he's new family now. He calls me mom. He'll say mom, but yes, humility, but bold in his cause. Thank you, thank you. Um, because he has given me boldness, and he has given me wisdom, and that wisdom is to hear his voice and hear that's how, as soon as that Kevin got the happy through me, through my chat, got the happy Father's Day, as soon as I saw that, I was like, thank you, Lord. He answered a prayer from the night before, first thing when I woke up. So that's the part of wisdom, is knowing when something like that happens, being wise enough to know, hey, that's God letting you know this. And so it all has to come together. The two pastor women that God led me to, well, my cousin, I've always loved her preaching, always. Um, the praise, the everything. And then God blessed me with Amy. And though sometimes they'll preach the exact out of the same chapter sometimes, um, but they have different ways of doing it. It's kind of the same, but it's not, because they're not the same person, and God uses them, and so He does it in different ways with each of them. Now, I do this, and I was told by my pastor Amy that when COVID, they first started the Facebook, that it should freeze up, just knowing a camera was on her. And in case you hear this, Amy, I think 100% sure it was you telling me. So I don't realize that a lot of people that might get up in front of in front of a group of people, and they're comfortable with doing that, but they wouldn't be able to do this. So I'm okay with this. It took me a while to see my face looking back at me, right there. Um, it took me a long time to get comfortable with it. And in that time, I know God was working with me. He was working on me. And it was baby steps. It was to get me to this place that I could sit here and boldly. And this time, I'm not going to look at the screen because, that's, and I'll look at the chat in a minute. But I want to look exactly to you guys. Just straight on and look at you guys. I love the Lord with all my heart. He has blessed me beyond measure. If He had decided that the tree would have landed on the other side, you guys, I know where I would have. I know where I would have been. But while I'm here, God has blessed me with each and every one of you guys. You're not just a name in the chat. You guys are each in my heart, in my very heart. And when I'm not here, it's like I have family members that I could talk to, but I'm not talking to them. So that's how I feel when I don't come live. I miss you guys. And those of you that are new, I love adding to our family here. Um, we're all full of love, and we support each other. And the love you guys send my way is felt every time. And I thank God He blessed me with you guys. And I had to look at the dot because the dot is you guys. Now let me check the chat, and then I'm gonna have to go. We have the doctor to go to. Yes, Lindsay. I'm reading Lindsay's about the people and the going to Sunday school, and yeah. Aw. Um, it's amazing. It's amazing what God can do, and we have to continue to show support, to other people and other channels, and especially those that are bold in sharing the word, because I don't know how much longer that we'll be able to do this. I don't know how much longer that maybe saying the name Jesus or saying the name, of God and proclaiming to be Christians, that there were persecutions back in biblical times, but so far we have not been persecuted in the United States. We feel like sometimes we have been, but no, not yet. But it's coming. It is coming. Yes, getting harder by the day. We're seeing there's so much trash out there on the internet. There's so much. Aw, I love you too, Lindsay. You and Amberly, when I see you guys, it touches my heart. The girls from Emmanuel Baptist girls. But yeah, we couldn't even say COVID. they would shut people's channel down. Now they don't care, I don't think. But I really think there was a test to see how far we could be pushed to be to comply with something as simple as one word of a virus, and then telling us, oh, you can't say that word. So that happened, and people had to adjust how they said things. So, how, if they come at us one day and say, oh, you can't talk about religion anymore. You know, you can't use the word Christian. You can't use the word God. You can't use this word and you can't use that word. Well, you guys, I would have to have some code. I would have to get on here and have some kind of code language. I'd have to say, how's everybody doing today? Ain't he good? Ain't he good? So, when that day comes, and I'm like, woo, right here. Woo, right here. So, that's right, Monique. But see, if you allow him, to shine down on you, then when he comes this way and he comes out this way, and as long as I keep praying for him to help me say the words, to help order what comes out. And look, I go all the way around the world to try to say something. And it's even harder when I can't mention a name. But you guys bear with me, and I'm glad you do, because those of you who's been with me forever, I go around the world to say something. And but my body language, you guys know good and well, you've been here long enough. And I guarantee, I think I could. What you think, Monique? That I could get the message across? Oh, they just have to take channel, but they can't take the channel because guess what? God put this channel together. It's his. He showed me that. He showed me that when I just stopped, when I got real depressed after Mama was gone, and I wasn't doing this, and then I was real sick, and then I lost my voice, and it was about a week, and and he told me, use it or lose it. Yes, Monique. So when he told me, use it or lose it, and then I come in here and couldn't even hardly get my computer up, and all I heard, use it or lose it. So that's what he tells me. And when I'm not on here, and I know I need to be, then I'm beat down. God don't beat you down. I know he gives me, I hear him in what he says, but then the devil will beat me down with just things. Or, well, you're not doing that. Why don't, what's the purpose? Why don't you just go ahead and not do it anymore? No. That don't even the things comes in my head for me to speak it out loud. It don't even feel natural. It no. And sometimes I think you guys are my people. You guys are my people. And I should be able to just come on here and enjoy your company. Um, yep. So, all right, you guys. It's an hour and a half. I got some stuff to do before me and Kevin go to that doctor. Um, was it Monique? Was it you? I think it was the girls. I said I have a piece about it, and that's another thing. I might, I'll set up for tomorrow because I want to discuss peace, the kind of peace that only comes from the Lord. I really want to discuss that because for the first time in my life, I'm at peace, and I'm like, I don't, I'm at peace, Lord. I'm, I'm just like, and that's why I told Tiffany about the car when she come out. I didn't know what car she was gonna be able to get, but when she come out and the look on her face, I said, "The Kia." And she laughed. She said, "Yes," and she's so excited, and I was just all chill. And I said, "I'm really excited for you. I really am." I said, "I might not sound like it, but I just had a peace about it." Yeah, and I said, "God has you." He told me, when I pray for you and Casey and your dad, he let me know he has you guys. I said, so there's nothing I can do. I pray, and yes, he's in control. First time in my life, I haven't been worried about anything. And it feels strange, but it feels good. Really does. But I'm going to end this, and I love you guys. I know, Monique. I know. Ain't it sad? Ain't it sad how when bad things come, I'm not surprised. And we think, I don't know how this, and this is still running. We will add bad things to something bad that happened. But when God answers a prayer, sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, he did that. So we do. We focus more on negative stuff than the positive. And I say we, but all right, I love you guys. Big hugs and kisses, and I'll try to set up tomorrow since I got that in my head. If anybody needs me, if you're on my Facebook, you can call me through Messenger. I can always get up and walk away if Kevin's sleeping or he's on TV. I can walk away. But yeah, I'm here. I'm a phone call away. If you have, if you don't have Facebook, which some people don't, I know John doesn't. I mean, Ben doesn't. Um, you guys can always. My email is on my YouTube about me, and you guys can always email me. And if I know you, I can send you my phone number, my actual phone number. But anyway, oh, Monique, this is how I'm going to end it. Chocus! Chocus!